Hey, it is Greg Milby, Kentucky's Heartland, kentuckysheartland.com, sharing the stories, people, and events powering the Heartland. And today I'm excited to be at Addington Field. Love our airport, love coming over here and just kind of hanging out. They don't let me get too far other than the lobby normally, but we're actually sitting outside here talking to some new friends and new friends to our area. The Civil Air Patrol is in Elizabethtown now with me, and we have Colonel Clouse with me, and we have Cadet Dozier over here. We're going to talk to him in a couple of minutes, but Colonel Clouse, first of all, I want to ask you, what is the Civil Air Patrol?
Civil Air Patrol is an auxiliary of the Air Force, United States Air Force. Just a real quick history lesson. Back in before World War II in 1941, you had some pioneers that realized they need a civilian force to augment. So we were founded in December 1st, 1941. But after World War II, 6 days later, December 7th, 1941, they changed history. And we entered the war. Eventually, as we entered the war, and in the Eastern Front over in Europe, fighting the Germans. Eventually, in a couple years, we had German U-boats, the submarines, coming off the East Coast. And so you had all the pilots and the fighters and bombers in Europe fighting, of course, in the Japan theater as well. But we had a large problem with submarines taking out shipping, American shipping in the Atlantic. So a couple of these pioneer aviators decided we needed civilians to augment the military, and we'll stay here, we'll do coastal patrol. So Civil Air Patrol was originally formed in yellow Stinson L5s as a coastal patrol. They actually patrolled the eastern coast of the United States, kind of going up and down looking for submarines. And my understanding is we actually found and sunk or damaged 2 submarines. That's part of the history of Civil Air Patrol. So when the military is off fighting, we're defending the homeland. Well, that's evolved. We do not do military missions now. We leave that to the Air Force and the Army and everything else. So what we have is, if you look at a propeller, ours is 2, but if you look at a propeller that has 3 blades, we have 3 missions. It's cadet programs, aerospace, and emergency services. Cadet programs, we take kids, young men and women, 12 to 18 years old, that love aviation. We're here because we love anything that flies. Gliders, balloons, powered aircraft. We love aviation, rockets, whatever else. So we're all aviation geeks, enthusiasts. So we love aviation. So the cadet program is 12 to 18. We try and develop young people, and as we say, we are developing the future aerospace leaders of tomorrow. So they have a love of aviation. So we want to show them followership, leadership, kind of build some confidence, maybe getting out and teaching some classes or giving some presentations, learning some drill and ceremony, so the left from the right, but also just kind of it's patterned after the Air Force model, like drill and ceremony. We wear military uniforms, kind of gives us a unique, they're in a special unit. We have the uniforms, it looks good, our cadets look good in the uniforms. So that's the first part, is cadet programs. We're developing kids to become, hopefully, aerospace leaders. Maybe they want to fly for UPS or United or Delta, or maybe the military or something, or maybe meteorology. There are lots of ATC. There are lots of careers in aviation. And hopefully, I plan to help solve the pilot shortage, 1 pilot at a time here in Elizabethtown. The more people we can get scholarships to get their pilot's license and go on, great. We'll make a small dent in it. Second is, besides the cadet, right along with that is aerospace. So we love aerospace education, rockets, planes, balloons, anything like that. We like aerospace. We had a rocket launch celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission. We went out and launched some rockets in Elizabethtown. That was really cool. So we have aerospace education. We teach not only internal, our cadets and the senior members, about aerospace, aviation, and everything else. We like to go out in the community and teach, because we love aerospace. It's awesome up there. Mm-hmm. And we like to go out and teach aerospace, whether it's to the high schools or middle schools or home schools, out in the community, give presentations. We like the aerospace industry and aviation, aerospace related. I want to back up when I say, and it'll tie into the third prong, emergency services. It's not only for cadets. We also recruit adults. We need adults in CAP here. So you've got cadet programs, aerospace, and the last one is emergency services. Here's where it differs from some of the other programs you may see, is emergency services is a real world mission. We will train for search and rescue missions if a plane crashes, goes down, sets off an ELT, emergency locating transmitter, or somebody is lost. They get lost in the woods or whatnot, or there's a natural disaster. A lot of times, the local, we can't find them. They will go up. They'll get a hold of the Air Force. Air Force will contact us. If it's in Kentucky, hey, Cap, look at the wing headquarters. Cap, we got a downed airplane. We got somebody lost. They will alert one of us in the area. We need to go up. So there's 2 phases to it. One is an air crew. You have pilot, mission observer, mission scanner. Pilot, I just fly the plane. I'm just a driver. Then we have the mission observer. That's the person talking to me on the radios and the ground, coordinating everything, kind of where are they at, what are the location. And then we have the mission scanner. They're the one actually sitting in the back left that's going to be looking for that ELT or using the equipment to kind of monitor, hone in on the signal, or somebody's lost. We will fly 1,000 feet over the ground, slow the airplane down so they can look and see if somebody's lost. They're going to be looking for that person to try and find them. So that's the air crew. 3-person air crew, adults only. That's why we need volunteers. And that's why we need adults, is we need air crew. Not just pilots, but observers and scanners. So we try and find the person. We try and locate whoever's lost or crashed, whoever. Then from that, we radio to the ground team. That's where the cadets are involved. They get trained in ground team, navigation, land nav, first aid, all this stuff. So we have a senior member and some cadets. We'll go out in a ground team. We tell them where they're at. They'll go in and locate the person that's lost, maybe do an assessment, medical care, or if there's a crash. Obviously within limits. We're not going to, when we find something, it may be a horrific crash, we will have senior members with good reason go in and deal with that, not expose them, just depending on the level of trauma that we're seeing. But it's air and it's ground. It's both. So we work together. Everything we do as a team, work together, both air crew and ground crew in real world missions. Hurricane Katrina, natural disasters. We will go up sometimes if there's a hurricane or something and take hundreds of pictures with airborne photographers and send them back and upload that, and FEMA can see just exactly what they need. If there's fire or whatever, we may take pictures of areas so agencies, federal government agency, all working together, can kind of see, here's the lay of how bad this look. Here's how we need to position assets. So we will go up and do real world missions. Cadets may be in the mission base talking on the radio to a whole bunch of people. You may have a 13, 14, 15-year-old working the radio, talking to a whole bunch of different federal government agencies and working on that stuff. So we do a lot of training. But the third is the emergency services, the real world mission. And that's where I say we need senior members, adults, because a lot of those folks they're the ground team leader, and of course they're the air crew. So you've got the threefold mission: cadet programs, emergency services, and the aerospace education.
A lot of stuff with that, and I think it's cool because you got a chance. You get to educate our future, and you're protecting the folks that are here now and being here for when they need them. So we're gonna roll over here to the cadet now. So Cadet Dozier, why exactly did you get involved with the Civil Air Patrol?
Well, from a young age, I've always kind of wanted to fly and everything, and I had recently just changed my life passion to where my career out of high school, I'm wanting to go to be a pilot for UPS. And I'm planning on going to a college called Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach, Florida, and I'm trying to just work on my knowledge and everything and get ready and try to become the best pilot I could be for here in Louisville.
All right, so here's what I think is funny. We're going to show a little wider view because we've got the Civil Air Patrol's plane behind us, and so you've been up. Let's scoot on over here a little bit too. That way we want everybody to see your pretty face here. Okay, so you've flown in a plane before, but you've never flown in a smaller plane.
No, sir. I've only flown in a big plane going from Chicago to Louisville.
So today is the day where you go up for the first time.
Yes, sir. First time.
Are you freaking out?
Not really.
No?
I trust Colonel Clouse, and I trust that I will be safe, and I feel very, I guess, chill.
Chill. That's it. So you're putting your game face on, right?
I guess you could say that. Yes, sir.
Okay. How excited are you today?
I'm actually very excited. I've been in CAP since about April, I believe, and I'm finally getting my chance to fly in the plane, and I'm very excited.
So do you have to do tests to get to this point, or do they just say, okay, you show up and do a couple of chores and you're good to go, or do you actually study a little bit before you can go up in a plane?
Well, you have to do a emergency services quiz on e-services, and you have to get a certain grade or above in order to get in here in the plane and everything. You have to make sure that I mean, you can't just go in there and just say, hey, I want to fly. You have to know a little bit about the airplane and everything.
All right, well, good deal. Well, hey, best of luck today, man.
Sir, thank you.
All right.
I'm hoping everything can go right.
All right, don't throw the anchor out, okay?
No promises.
No promises on that. So, Colonel, as we record this, for folks, this is on a Thursday, the 22nd of August. So Monday, August 26th, you guys are having an open house here at Addington Field for folks because the Civil Air Patrol has been around for years, as you had mentioned,
Yes.
but it's new to Elizabethtown, and you want people to come out and learn more about it. So Monday night, 6:30 to 8:30. All the information there is on your screen. And by the way, Kentucky'sHeartland.com. If you're watching the video there, it's on down in the bottom here. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can link over to Kentucky'sHeartland.com and see it there. Same way with Facebook. All that information for you is at the bottom of the screen. So when people come out on Monday to Addington Field here and take part in the open house, what are they going to learn?
Well, we want to show you that we're no longer the best kept secret in Elizabethtown, but we are here. And we exist to come out and talk to the cadets, see us. We're going to have the plane out here so you can get the plane, kind of see what it's like to sit in a small plane. We'll have, obviously, some of the things we do. We'll have a model rocket on display. We'll have some of the other things that we do for the aerospace education. We'll have a little board of all the different ranks and whatever else you can do. But it's mainly just to come out and see we exist. We're here, and I believe he would agree, we have a lot of fun doing this. But it's also, and one thing just kind of add, you may say, kind of what's the point? You know, this is great, there's a lot of things I can do, you know, what's the point? If you're a young person, middle school, high school, you're competitive, you're probably looking to go into college, the academy or something like this. How can CAP make a difference? Well, if you're got great grades, you're in athletics, great, all things being equal, what sets you apart? Well, if you're in Civil Air Patrol, we're going to teach you leadership, we'll teach you followership, we'll teach you how to mentor people, and you will get a chance to take some tests and get proficient at certain skills. You'll be proficient in the air a bit. We're not going to teach you how to fly unless you earn a scholarship, but when you're looking at getting in something, I would say this is a resume enhancer, whether you want to go into college or possibly the academy, because if you go academy, you'll learn drill and ceremony, you'll learn military structure, and you'll have, I want to say, a maturity that others doing the same things, just getting good grades and being an athlete, may not. So I think this is going to give you a more well-rounded package when you're trying to sell that to whatever college you want to get into, or maybe the academy or somewhere else, because you will have, all the military recognizes CAP as, wow, okay, that's something. And if you're going for honor society, that's one of the requirements. They're looking not only grades and everything else, what did you do for community service? We will go out and do things, either marching in parades or presenting the flag for certain ceremonies, and helping out with different things. And if you actually participate in emergency services in doing a disaster, how many people can say, I helped participate in this downed aircraft or finding somebody or a natural disaster. That's very different. It's going to make you stand out. So come here on Monday, kind of see what it's about, see that we actually do exist. You can see our plane and kind of see the uniforms, everybody wears. And it again, it's a unique uniform. It's a military style. It sets us apart because we're a unique organization, very proud to be part of CAP. And I mentioned auxiliary of the Air Force. We're not Air Force per se, but when we do emergency services, we fall under the Air Force. We get the Air Force funding because we are performing an Air Force assigned mission. That's kind of how we fall under that Air Force auxiliary.
All right, so it's cool. The young kids get to have a lot of fun. All right, you mentioned adults. There's older folks that like to get involved. I mean, you got a little something for us that we could.
If you're an adult and you want to fly, we have some people that love the ground. And it's like, I don't care much about flying, but I'm a ground pounder. Some of the military. Great. If you like to go out and navigate and do things, first aid, you like emergency services, maybe retired police officers, EMS, and you're good with that, we need you, because emergency services you got first responders, they're a natural fit for emergency services. But if you ever thought you might want to fly, but I don't have the money, yeah, it's expensive to get a pilot's license. But we've got some pilots. If you want to fly, great. But if you don't want to become a pilot, but you still want to fly and get up, we will be more than happy to accept you, because we need mission observers and we need mission scanners. They're not pilots. You don't have to pay $10,000 or however much it is for a pilot's license, but we will train you and we will get you up flying. So it's like, dude, I want to fly. Well, come join CAP and we'll get you up as an observer or scanner, and we'd like to practice. We need to go up on practice missions, train as you fight, train as you actually do your mission. So we'll get you a chance, more than a good chance, to get up and fly without having to get your pilot's license. If you get the bug and I want to be a pilot, great. Okay, now we just got another pilot. But you want to fly, we'll get you flying. Not a problem.
All right, good deal. All right, well, Cadet over here he's probably jumping. He's ready to get in the plane here. So we're not going to keep him any longer. But Monday, 6:30 to 8:30 on the 26th of August, right here at Addington Field, Civil Air Patrol having an open house. And again, you're more invited to come by, ask questions, see what they're about, see the cool plane back here, and get all the information you need to get signed up. He's Colonel Clouse. This is Cadet Dozier, getting ready to get his flying on. Good stuff. Civil Air Patrol, again, all the information you need. If you're watching at Kentucky'sHeartland.com, right below this video, anywhere else, go to Kentucky'sHeartland.com. I'm Greg Milby, community storyteller, and this is Kentucky's Heartland.